enjoying the speed of progress.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jerome has really been taking a deeper dive into the real estate investment space. I know personally that he's taken the steps to really educate himself in that area. And it's been amazing to see him flourish and grow as an individual because he has a voracious appetite for knowledge. And just to see him continue to grow and devour and grow in this space is awesome for me. Absolutely awesome for me.
I agree. I like the way he digs in and seeks knowledge and then applies that and isn't afraid to get out of his comfort zone and take some risk because it's calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome?
Jerome, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
It's a beautiful Thursday morning here in Orlando, Florida. How are you?
Oh, man, I am doing excellent. I'm absolutely doing excellent. It's been a great week. It's been a great year. Look, it's been a great life. I can't really look back on anything at this point in life and say, I wish that wouldn't have happened. I wish this wouldn't have happened because the sum total of who I am today is based on the things that I was able to come through in the past. So no regrets, no thinking about what could have been. I'm just happy for what is.
That's an empowering mindset.
All right, listen, mindset is about, everything's about mindset, how you think about things, how you approach life, your ability to move past failure and understand the whole concept that there's no such thing as failure, just feedback. And the only time that you fail is when you stop, is an empowering thought process and mindset to kind of keep you pushing through and pushing past anything that stands in your way.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And it's interesting that we started this conversation talking about mindset because I think mindset is one of the things that helps us to create different products and services and things when we approach something and we see, man, I have a bunch of questions about this, or I need to be able to answer these questions and I need to be able to move past them, because a lot of times people stop at the question and they say that's a red flag when it really is just a barrier that you have to move and push through. And by pushing and moving through those barriers, you really build the strength that you need for tomorrow. And so one of the things that we want to talk about today was kind of the concepts in how we came about with the Myers method. So talk a little bit about that, man.
Look, I can't take the credit for that. That was you, right? We've been talking for years and trying to figure out how we were going to get free. And then we started with the multifamily journey.
Mm-hmm.
And we started breaking it down and started showing you stuff as I was learning. I was just excited about it. And fast forward a few years, here we are with a few $1 million in real estate, cash flows, and free in a lot of regards. So, you coined the term and you kept saying it. I just laughed about it. I was like, what is this guy talking about? And I mean, it was just the funniest thing in the world. But as time progressed and the more people we talked to, nothing happens without a process, right? And nothing repeatable and successful happens without a structured process. And I think that's what we got through, a bunch of trial and error. But, what do? If you don't know what you're doing, you kind of experiment. And once you get through the experiments, you make adjustments because this worked or that didn't work. And kind of back to your comment about there is no failure, it's just feedback.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing was those adjustments happened with a small select group of people. And we were all able to begin to ask questions and learn and grow together. Absolutely, you were in front of us, ahead of us in the learning curve, in the process. because you were leading these efforts. But we encourage anybody that's working with us in our program to really dig deep, because you have to understand the right questions to ask, and you have to know when somebody's blowing smoke, towards you. You have to be able to look past the smoke screen and see what's really behind the numbers and what's really there. One of the things, we've talked about in the past is I'm one who has been financially conservative. So I was not one to really go out on a limb to make these investments. So I had lots and lots of questions. I mean, I peppered Jerome with questions on everything. And kind of what we came away with in looking at and coining the phrase the Myers method was really looking at, you know, uh, we are able to collectively identify some of the project risks, right? There's some things that are going to be unforeseen that you're not going to be able to see, but we tried our best to identify those risks and then develop a method to come up with both the financial contingencies, which to somewhat you can cover with what you have in your reserves and what the partners bring in terms of capital to the project. But more importantly, we look at developing, that operational contingencies. Looking at the strategy. How are we going to approach this project? How are we going to continue to, force appreciation on these particular projects, given the tenants that we have, given the location, and being able to think about a lot of the what ifs.
My first time being back in since we closed on Tuesday. Right now they
What ifs. And I think that's one of the things that you may not hear or you may not see with other programs.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting on the smaller deals where you don't have all of the legal input because you just frankly can't afford it. How little people actually know and how well educated they are before they go and put people's money at rest. That has, for me, been the most eye-opening. There are people who don't understand many terms, but have access to capital, and then they place that capital in a deal that's destined to fail from the beginning, just because they want to say they have a deal. And that part, I struggle with it, man. I understand you want to make progress, but I don't think you have to do a bad deal and go backwards in order to make that progress. And I think that's what happens with a lot of folks in this world, in the apartment investing world.
Well, let's be pretty frank. Most of the people that you're talking about don't know what a good deal is or what a bad deal is. They have capital, they see an opportunity, and they have not honed their skills to be able to discern, is this good or bad? You may look at what is presented to you in terms of your returns, in terms of the cap rates, in terms of what your net operating income is going to be. But unless you can really look at the numbers behind the numbers and understand where those numbers come from, then it's very difficult to be able to assess whether it's a good deal or not. You have to put the work in.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me, you talked about the small select group of people. Back, I guess it was 2012, I stopped doing stuff with money, right? I got this signing bonus. My boss told me, hey, I need you to commit timesheet fraud because you charge our overhead account for a week in a consulting firm. And I decided to leave the company at that point. and I paid
Hmm.
back that sign-up bonus. It was a five-figure sign-up bonus. I, my integrity matters more than money, right? I know some people are just trying to get to the next deal so they can get a pay. And so I just, I want to protect people, right? I guess it's kind of in my nature. I'm an only child, and so the friends that I have are my brothers and sisters. And so it's it's incumbent upon me to protect those folks who want to do the right thing but don't know how to do it. You want to create intergenerational wealth for your family. You don't know how to buy an apartment building. When I started in this world, I didn't know anybody that owned an apartment, whether it was a quad, a fiveplex, 20, 100. I didn't know any of those folks on a first name basis. And so that's changed dramatically as we've talked to podcasts and had those things listened all over the world and have people reach out from as far as China. But at the end of the day, the education piece is what is going to make the big difference from my perspective. And it's not just education. You went to a course, it's education. You've operated, you've sliced and diced the data and understand what the drivers are for your income and can articulate that in a way that other people can understand. Because I don't want people to invest in things that they don't understand. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like putting your money in the slot machine and pulling it and hoping something comes out. I want people to understand, here are the risks. Here's what we're doing to mitigate those risks. If we can't mitigate them, then we'll do X, Y, or Z. And if all of those things fail, yeah, maybe you can get hurt. When I was working for the power company, you had to break at least 2 rules in order to get hurt. And that's kind of the strategy that we have here. James and I both have engineering backgrounds. We're pretty inquisitive guys, and we really want to understand. We want to be experts in the field, right? I personally want to be an expert operator. I want to be able to look at things very quickly, decide whether or not they make sense, and then move on to the next if it doesn't. And if it does, we want to do additional due diligence. Our process is 4 steps. We find the deal, we fund it, we fix it, and then we flip it. And we go through that every single time. All the steps are always going to be the same. There may be some minor adjustments along the way, but that is our process. It's proven to work, and we'd love to share that with you.
Yeah. Find it, fund it, fix it, flip it. The Myers method.
Hey, man, I know you got to run. I appreciate you jumping on with me and kind of recapping this. I really just wanted to capture it, man. As things go, they're just going so fast right now. It's kind of unbelievable to see the shifts and the changes.
Yeah.
And, I think it's important to document and categorize these things so we can refer back to them a few years from now when we're looking back and saying, how did we get here? Or, eventually a book's got to be written, right? And
Yeah.
so we need some content to share with the folks who actually do that. So again, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. Everybody needs a James, right? And so if you want some access to that mindset stuff James was talking about at the beginning of the call, you need to hit Better You for You.
Yes. betteryouforyou.com. I am looking for clients right now. And if you are looking to take your life, your business to the next level, then come and check me out. So you can contact me through email, james@betteryouforyou.com, and that's BETTERYOU, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Awesome, man. And if you guys want to learn more about the buyer's methods, website is myersmethods.com. MYERSMETHODS.com. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, man. Thanks.
Bye.
You're enjoying the speed of progress.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jerome has really been taking a deeper dive into the real estate investment space. I know personally that he's taken the steps to really educate himself in that area. And it's been amazing to see him flourish and grow as an individual because he has a voracious appetite for knowledge. And just to see him continue to grow and devour and grow in this space is awesome for me. Absolutely awesome for me.
I agree. I like the way he digs in and seeks knowledge and then applies that and isn't afraid to get out of his comfort zone and take some risk because it's calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome?